Magic lies in the mind, but my blade...
Yumi, let the audience know a little bit about yourself and who your favorite hero is.
This is awkward. Well, I'm Yuuminko, and actually started playing at season 5. My favorite heroes are Kagura and Ruby.
Okay,
And
that's good. We have something in common.
which hero? Ruby?
No, Kagura.
Really?
Yes, I used to main her.
I
Used to,
remember.
until they nerfed her to death. You know, every hero I play has been nerfed to
Yes.
death, MS being the most recent one. So, I have 3 questions for you. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. So, first one. What do you think about the new hero, Kadita?
I've actually played her before in the advanced. She seems fun. I actually played on Gun before. She seems.
I think if you have push to talk, I think it's breaking up a little bit. So, just think she's fun. Okay, so then a bigger or a more serious question then. Do you think she'll impact the meta? As in, you know, be like Harith level, ban stuff, material?
I believe she could, as right now the things I'm seeing in the original server, people are playing her, and the ones that played well, like
Dominate?
she comes at you, she dives in, and you can't stun her. You literally can't stun her.
Yeah.
And then when like she's almost dead, and you think, okay, I'm gonna kill her right now, and then she just uses her ultimate to damage you, not even a bit, a lot.
Yep.
And then gets away with it too.
Yep, and then just comes out with like
realize-
all her health back.
you
Yep.
realize you can. Yeah, like we were like damaging her. Me and my friend were like damaging her. She was pretty low. So you were like, okay, it's 2 versus 1. We can easily kill her.
No.
We went in, and then she used her regen, and then she gained like, I don't know. All of a sudden, she gained a lot of HP, and then she just basically killed her with the ultimate. The damage was like insane.
Yeah, and that was a mage Kadita you fought, and just as an FYI, the off-tank version and the tank version are not that different in damage from the full mage version. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I've seen your build. I haven't tried it yet.
I've modified it a little bit, so, and it'll probably come out with the video, but I'll send you a screenshot after this call. I've been working on it, and so far so good. There's a bug or two I've noticed with her. Well, I'll talk about that later. Maybe it's not, maybe it's just a random glitch that I saw, but what I've been seeing is that her damage passive is like, let's say you're supposed to do 1,000 damage, but then after all the armor and items and stuff, you only do like 700. She still heals like if you hit her for 1,000. Alright, so no, now question numero 3. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. 3?
Yes. So, question numero 3 is Hayagura or Hanabusa?
I mean, personally,
Yes.
my opinion, I think Hanabi and Hayabusa just do well better because they're like both from the same, like they're both ninjas. They grew up in the same village, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. But, like, they've been friends for like a long time. But I guess it's like, it happens in the normal world as well. Like when you're friends with someone for so long, you just can't feel anything more. So you just, and then just a random girl pops up, and then you're like, okay, I'm in love. Goodbye.
Well, that sucks. I personally prefer Kagura, so all Hanabusa fans can go commit tank Gujin, so that includes you.
No, I'm like a Kagura main.
So, but that doesn't make sense. Anyways,
I'm saying like they grew up together. It's like in the normal world when you're like.
Oh, you're thinking there's a legit reason for this, like it's just like psychological.
Yeah, but like when you think about it, they've been friends for years. Alright. And then when you look at like the screenshots that Mobile Legends provided, when Hayabusa and Kagura's summer festival skins came out, you see Hanabi in the background.
You know what? There was an anime I saw. Yeah, she's mad. And I saw an anime at one point. It was kind of sad. It was like a like a triangle kind of relationship. Like one liked the
Yeah.
other, and the other liked the other, and the other liked the other. Basically, nobody could like each other without somebody being like hurt. It was pretty sad in the end. But yeah,
Yeah, that just makes me sad because like it happens in real life too. You're like friends for like years, and then a random person comes along and it's like, "Oh hey friend, I forgot you because I have now a girl."
yeah, that's messed up.
I just, but yeah, it's feelings like you
Yeah.
can't help it.
Well, thanks for weighing in on your opinions on Kadita, and thanks for your time, Yumi. As a finisher punchline, you get to be the first to say, "My name is Yuuminko Himewari." Did I say it right? Or is it Yuuminko Himewari? I don't know how to say it. Himewari? Is that how you say it? Yuminko Himewari.
Yeah, let's just
Yuminko Himewari.
Yuminko's fine.
Okay, so you get to say your own name, say my name is, and then say it how it's supposed to be said, and then let's dive into the zone.
What's zone?
That's what will be happening after our little conversation. I'm going to be talking about Kadita.
Alright. Wait, what?
There, just say that.
Oh, alright.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, can I just say? Can I just say the first?
No, it has to be embarrassing, so say it all.
Alright. Well, my name is Yuuminko Himewari, and let's dive into the zone.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the second part of the actual Zero Zone video. Now that I've had my special guest already presented to you, we're gonna get into the actual meat of the video. Since this is the first official Zero Zone, I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit of everything, but the video would get too long. So I'll limit everything to the points flashing across your screen right now. There's only 4, so you may think this will be easy, but I'm gonna give you a lot to think about, and that's really the goal of these videos. So I'll leave this gameplay running in the background just so you don't get bored of listening to me ramble on and on and on. And I also don't want to make this video any longer than it has to, but I promised to give it my all. Of course, I promised I would go over the tank Kadita in my Kadita quick guide, so if you're here for that, grab some popcorn because things are about to get intense. I am not afraid to make controversial topics on certain heroes as long as I can back my claims and establish a consistent argument that can't be countered unless you just literally want to say, "That's not normal, that build sucks, you're a noob who doesn't know how the hero even works." Well, listen here, Sonny, you may be right, but at least don't be ignorant. Kadita's been out for a while now, so I won't bother going over her kit again, but I just want you guys to see the potential she has as a tank. Not an off-tank, an actual tank. No matter how you spin it, a tank is designed to take most of the ults and damage from a team fight. Kadita, being crowd control immune during her first skill, is great at absorbing all of these AoE crowd control skills, and due to the nature of her passive, is able to regenerate massive amounts of HP easily. She also has a 70% damage reduction in her skill 1, making her an absolutely massive, annoying target to kill, even when equipping high penetration items. The knock-up she has is great for teamfights, and I can't spin her any other way than a very promising tank. As a mage, of course she's good. She has high burst, she's a bit annoying, decent, but unique pick. However, I think that Kadita is the closest thing we have right now to a tank or a mage. I hope this brings out some good conversations or starts off some good trends in the community. In my opinion, Kadita is one of the few heroes that Mobile Legends has released that is truly unique. But unique heroes usually lead to confusion and admiration. Let's list a couple of the unique heroes: Kagura, Hayabusa, Kadita, Selena, Lancelot, Fanny, Kimmy, Grok, Cho, and just to keep it brief, Claude. Now, let me tell you why being a unique hero is a blessing and a curse in of itself. We'll use Hayabusa for the whole example to keep things consistent. and while the logic for Hayabusa doesn't necessarily apply to every other hero except for himself, at least the idea that his uniqueness makes him valuable will apply to everyone I just mentioned, and a little bit more. So when you look at Haya in the hero menu, he's only listed under the assassin role. Simple, right? No. Okay, let's break this down into what Hayabusa can do. He can split push, he can jungle, he can roam, and he can teamfight, as well as be like an assassin and pick off mages or marksmen in a one-on-one if they are alone. However, Hayabusa players are usually confused from all the things they see online claiming crits to be better than Bloodlust or vice versa, and some people end up confused and in the middle. They build Bloodlust early and then get crits later, and if you're in this position, you've essentially nerfed yourself. You've nerfed yourself even more if you decided to jungle with Hayabusa. Now, before you go all crazy and call me out for saying that Hayabusa can jungle, and then saying you just nerfed yourself for jungling with him, then hear me out. Out of all the things we just went over with Haya, there are only a select few that actually synergize, or in other words, work well together. It gets even more complicated because only certain builds and battle spells work with him, depending on your skill level with him. Pulling your brains out yet? I hope not. So I'm going to go from Baby Haya to Final Form Ultra Instinct Haya, and how you should grow into a very powerful Hayabusa player, assuming you start from block 1. So the very first thing you would need to do with Haya if you've never ever played with him before is learn the nature of his duality. One half of Hayabusa's skills scream Bloodlust Axe, but the other half scream out crits, and the true power of Haya sits somewhere in the middle of both, yet neither. When learning Haya, the most probable thing you will do is assume he's like any other assassin and get a jungle item, build Bloodlust, and then experiment with damage items. Bloodlust helps you gain an awareness of just how low he can get and how skills can heal him. But they also show you that if you are caught at the wrong time, you will die with a skill casting delay. So eventually, you grow tired of this Hayabusa and see that some players build critical on him, but they don't build Bloodlust Axe. You're not ready to accept the fact that people don't run Bloodlust Axe and can't imagine how you would Haya without it. So you decide to take Bloodlust and crits. Afterwards, you begin your normal routine farming around and getting items, pushing lanes, doing your thing. But then you encounter a big problem. You don't last long enough in team fights due to the crowd control in order to pump out tons of basic critical attacks, and your skills seem to heal for even less and do peanut damage. Annoyed, you leave Haya empty in the dust, acknowledging him as a good hero, but only when fed, and it's not something you would consider overpowered. The problem is you should have known that minions and towers give more gold than the jungle, and that it takes way longer to jungle than to clear lanes, something Hayabusa excels at. By pushing lanes and only retreating to the jungle when enemies are defending lanes, you increase your gold exponentially. But you still want to hold on to that bloodlust, don't you? Well, you need to let go. Because although it's nice to have that sustain in certain scenarios, the truth is you probably won't live long enough to enjoy the benefits of said sustain. You're missing too much damage because you didn't look deep into his kit and how his skills sync with other items like Endless Battle, Malefic Roar, etc, etc. So what is this special mix of powers I speak of? Well, you need to focus on abusing Endless Battle, of course. You still need to keep the crits, but only later in the game. And even before you focus on crits, you need to be able to complete objectives, such as destroy turrets. Everything must sync together, even the battle spell. I go way more in depth on this in my Hayabusa full course, but the point is that there's a specific lock that unique heroes have, and obtaining the key comes after tons and tons of analysis. This is only half the battle. The complete mastery of the hero is only half the battle. Why? Because no matter how good you are with a hero, you can't be good if you don't have map awareness down, and other skills like knowing how the enemy heroes function and what combos they can unleash. Even harder than that is, I'm gonna go a little slow on this one. The hardest skill you can possibly learn in Mobile Legends, no matter what hero you own, is the ability to know when enemy heroes have certain skills in cooldown, when they have certain battle spells in cooldown, and when to go into team fights. Based on that information, the peak of all this knowledge is adding all of your teammates' skills and cooldowns to the mix, as well as combos and positionings of both your enemies and teammates. All of this information calculated in the span of a couple of seconds. Simply being able to achieve any level of this awareness makes your abilities with heroes increase so much that it's not even funny. That is also the gray area in guides. I can guide you to play a hero, but in the end, if you can achieve the feat of knowing as much as you can on the battlefield, the guide will have a different effect, a full effect. It's not exactly easy to guide someone when there are so many factors to the game, and the beauty is that these factors evolve from their base. For example, knowing what skills the enemy heroes have is one thing, but knowing enemy combos is another, and to add on top of that, the builds that the enemy may use add to another whole set of combos. This list is grotesquely enormous and difficult to explain in one video. So let me know your opinions on this information that I've spread out with you guys. I'll leave you guys with something weird I've been trying out in ranked, so that it hopefully works for those of you that solo queue often. What I've been doing is matching up in solo queue rank, but cancelling the matchup at the 10-second mark 3 times in a row, and then upgrading to 15 seconds 3 times in a row, all the way up to 25 seconds. Once I hit 25, I begin to back down all the way to 10 seconds, in integrals of 5. What this has done for me is either match me up with a 2-2 on my team or a trio. I tried this last season as well and it worked for me. If you're ranking alone, give it a shot and let me know. It may work for you. It has for some and it hasn't for some, but you have nothing to lose. The news also came out recently on Facebook that 2-2 matchmaking would be now banned and or punishable by being banned. So it's going to open up a lot more options for us that solo queue a lot, and even those that, normally match up as duo or trio. Means you won't get faced against unfair matchmaking. I honestly still believe you might run into a couple of, out of rank issues like Mythic plus Epics in the same match, so I still recommend you try the method I previously stated, at least only for the fact that it'll help in getting people the same rank as you, because that's been a consistent thing as well. Zero Zone is an open conversation from me to you, and you're welcome to comment on topics that you would like for me to touch on or further elaborate. I know this type of video isn't for everyone, but to those of you who genuinely expect a bit more than just a quick video or two from someone, and want something that actually makes you think a little bit, this will be for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Zero out.